I know that YouTube put this video in front of you, not because you want to be entertained, not because you want to see how to play dice or cards, but because you're interested in owning a laundromat. And thank goodness you're going to do it properly. Here's the whole story. I built an empire of laundromats, and the way that I did it, first made a mistake and bought one. Why would anyone sell a successful cash business? Well, they were selling me their failure. It had already failed. So I looked around and realized, okay, now I need to spend a bunch of money on equipment in this store. And I did. And at the same time, I was going after more and more laundromats. This is over 25 years ago. Now I've sold out my empire. Yeah, I'm that guy. I built a course back when it was a DVD. Why? Because my course says this is the only way you should own laundries, the way I did it. You should get that course. The disposition of these laundromats is important, guys. Listen, if it's nasty, if it's then we want it. Because someone spent hundreds of thousands on gas, water, electric, environmental impact fees. If it's an existing nasty laundromat with old equipment, we want to lease it. It's free. You sign a lease. Do you know about free rent, how to get it? I do. I did it. Now, thousands of times for my clients, I'm dragging my feet. We're going to call the client. We're going to call the landlord. This is an existing operating laundromat with old ass nasty equipment, no air conditioning turned on, even though there's a heat wave. And we're going to see what we can do live. When will you start owning laundries? Let's make the call.
Hello?
Skip at long last.
Lost
Skip.
it a while ago.
Say again?
Don't mind my voice. I lost it a while ago.
Oh, okay. I won't mind it at all. That happens to me all the time. Yelling at my wife, yelling at fish on the line, whatever it ends up being. I can talk. Skip, you spoke to my partner, Derek, briefly regarding your building, the laundromat. And if I'm right, I'll try to limit what you need to say. But if I'm right, you operate the business. The family owns the dirt, the building, all of it.
Yes.
My intrigue is pretty simple, Skip. I own a few stores, my partner Derek and I, who you spoke with, and we're always looking for more. Our MO is fairly simple. I'm currently looking for leased space. I want to rent. I want to spend money on equipment. As you know, I mean, I've been in the laundromat. You know, we come and go as we please. We see the broken front door. We see the broken equipment. My interest is in spending money on equipment. I bring all the distributors in, be it HIP, Speed Queen, Wascomat, ADC, all the people that are telling you to buy equipment all the time. And I let them fight over whether or not we're going to do business with them. That said, I'm not a distributor. I don't want to flip or sell this laundromat at any point because I'm building more. If the rent makes sense and we can turn you into solely a landlord, you know, keep the property. I don't want to partner with you. If that rent makes sense, I'd love to lease it from you long term, 15 years minimum, because I'm going to plan at least one retool into this.
We've done it. We've done a 99-year lease on our last place, but they sold the whole place.
Yeah. Well,
we've been in that building for, more than likely, almost 60 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've got choices, right? Do nothing. That's the easiest choice.
No.
Spend a bunch of money on equipment and jump back in both feet. That's what I've been doing for 20 some years. Or
it's expensive.
Yeah. Well, it is expensive, but it's a monthly payment that you have to stand behind and understand that. When you do market, you can't just not market a laundromat in today's business environment. You've got to market it. You've got to spend the money. 99. I don't even go to the trade shows anymore because most of these people, They talk about equipment. They want to get drunk. They want to get away with it from their wife. I want to run a successful business. And
There you go.
there's no breakout meetings about marketing. There's nothing to learn because all these operators are doing the same stupid thing over and over again. Well,
Let's talk tax.
you're
Bottom line,
right.
bottom line per month, and you have a breakdown. You can send it to my email.
Well, I can't. All I want to do is lease it, and I need to find out if I'm crazy, if you're crazy. What's the square footage, and what would be your asking rate of rent?
Well, you're talking to a mechanic.
Good.
Sorry.
Me too. I love to work with my hands. I'd rather build out of wood, though.
I'm just too old, and I can't do it anymore.
Right,
and
right.
All the help I've been getting has been, there's just no one. The last guy I hired quit midway.
Well, that's any business. At the end of the day, whether you've got a national chain or you make terrible hamburgers like McDonald's, you got to deal with the human element, and people don't want to work any longer.
I never did that.
For you, you're going to be collecting a rent check. I don't want you to come by and fix the equipment because it'll be new. It just gets you back to landlording. Keep the dirt. Hell, you could sell it in a year or two, and you're going to have a bright, shiny laundromat with a full parking lot. Come hell or high water, that's what we do. But you need to tell me what the rate of rent is that you'd like to collect.
That's just it. I have no clue. You got a fish on the line.
Yeah. Do you know the square footage of the location?
God, to tell you the truth, I've never actually. We're looking at 90, what, 100 foot by, say, call it maybe 20, 25. It's a rectangle. There's a
You think it's 100,
room.
100 by 25?
No, yeah, maybe more. Maybe, a little bit more. Well, it goes from the bowling alley. We look at Con Air, the big square box in the end.
Right. Well, square footage is the whole entire space under roof, right? Like, I've got a house in Arizona that's 4,500 square feet, but that's not all livable space. It's the garage, the back patio,
dead space,
all of it. So with a laundromat, we've got the floor space is one thing, but it seems small because you've got a boiler room. Every tumbler, every dryer takes 4 square feet on the floor, and another 2 square feet for a skinny repairman to get back there. Forget about a fat one.
Yeah.
So
you're looking at probably about
I would estimate
about 30 to 40 foot wide.
3 by 100. Well, then it's about 3,000 square feet then probably.
Yeah, just the laundromat. Maybe more, actually.
So if we start at $1,500 a month, and you're collecting $1,500 a month with 3% yearly increases, that's what makes sense for me, because I'm going to have about $6,000 or $7,000 a month in equipment costs. That's
don't cover my taxes. The only thing I'll have to do is cover. The only thing I'll have to do is cover my taxes.
1,500. Well, but we add triple nets to that. I can't. I've got 36 laundries, and I own 7 buildings, so 29 of my spots are in leased space. So we can add I'm going to be able to see your triple nets and taxes when you charge me that money. That goes on top of it. We're not talking about a gross lease rate. If I want to buy a car for $30,000, it's going to be $30,000 plus dock fees and taxes and blah blah. I get it.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. We're in a trust.
Right.
We're in a trust. There's just 2 of us.
Mm-hmm.
There's no big deal.
Okay. Well, I like that.
That sounds very reasonable. Now, how can I get an offer that I can discuss this with my wife? She does all the payroll, everything. She does all the money.
Of course.
It's not.
You sound a little more like Mickey Mouse. I like it.
A Mickey Mouse Joe Horton. Give me 20. Yep.
All right. So listen,
God.
we could do what are your expenses? And obviously, I'm not going to pay your gas, water, or electric. We pay that. You know, that's what I will be paying. If you've got a laundry that no one's using the equipment, the gas bill is nothing. But your taxes and your triple nets, you know, we can start at 1,500 and go from there. But talk to the wife, and I think what you need to talk to her about is the general consensus of, and I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but you need to talk to her about walking away from the laundry and collecting a check and keeping the property. You can sell it at any point. You can sell it right now. I mean, once I've got a lease, the landlord doesn't make much of a difference to me. You sound like a nice guy, but you know, at the end of the day, obviously you can still sell it for a profit.
There'll be caveats in there and everything. I think,
yeah, and I think
are
much better,
similar.
And I'd like first right of refusal as well. So I'll make sure. That doesn't mean that I must buy the building, but it means that if you are looking to sell, that you'll notify me, and maybe we'll be the ones to buy it. That's how I ended up with all my. So talk to her about the general consensus, because we have a few more things to discuss before I send you a letter of intent. You know,
like I said, I'm a mechanic, not a money guy.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got to be money. I mean, I never understood math until the teacher started talking about quarters. I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's money. 4 quarters makes $1. I didn't give a shit about calculus, but all right. Well, talk to her. This is my cell phone number, the number you're looking at, and my partner Derek and I are local, so he's your guarantor and your signer. Yeah, Danny is my name.
We just sold a property out in Nescoin.
Oh, nice.
And it committed pretty good. Unfortunately, we hadn't just didn't do any renovations. It got the black mold.
Right. Well, I've got 150 acres up in northern Arizona by the Grand Canyon, where
oh my God,
it's about 78 degrees right now. I just came back from there, and here it's 104. So a 3-hour drive makes a world of difference. And then I've got some space in Mexico, and I go 3 hours the opposite direction. And it's nice because it's on the water. You know, you're at the Sea of Cortez.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I owe a lot of that to running good laundromats. Yep. Everybody's got a heat wave.
We've had 40. We've had 40 in the family. And the last 3, I took over. Well, my brother-in-law, he needed a job. Well, it wasn't enough for me. He needed more. So I went in the private sector.
You had 40 buildings, not 40 laundromats.
No. I did 40 years of, I only worked for business for 20 years.
40 years, okay.
On my own.
Okay.
And I didn't own any of them. I just turned a wrench, and I'm a millwright.
Well, and, I don't disagree. If I could, I did work construction for a while, and I hated it. But now that I'm doing it for myself, I love it. It's a different feeling.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're wrenching on a 67 Cadillac. Well, it's different when it's yours.
I have a 2010 Ram 9.7 that I built. It's gorgeous.
A Ram guy, good. We're gonna get along well. I'm a big Ram guy. I'm not like a car person, but I don't know. They just do everything right. You know, plum crazy, plum purple, all the things they've been doing since the 60s.
Yeah, we don't dodge. We Ram.
Exactly. All right, talk to your wife, and you send me a text on this number, and then we'll talk more terms, and I'll send you a letter of intent, so it'll be all laid out.
She already said she kind of spitballed me. That was the number she was looking for.
Yeah, 1,500.
Yeah, I know it's kind of low.
Well, what's your what are your triple nets? What have your expenses come to?
That's just it. I don't know. You're exactly right. You talk to my wife. All the ins and outs.
Good.
What I know is that I collect easy a grand and a half every 5 minutes, 4 days.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's one big changer.
I'm not jumping in trying to figure out whether or not I should be running a laundromat. I know it's going to take a long time to bring the consumers back. I understand how to do that. I've been through it. So
all we did was keep it clean. We kept it clean and tried to keep the transients out.
Keep the scumbags out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to be
the unhomed. I don't know. I heard on the news they call them without house or whatever.
Unfortunate, but still.
All right. Listen, send me a text and just say, let's talk more terms. That could be in 5 minutes or 5 days. When you send that text, I'll call you back.
Yep, it'll be today.
Okay.
She's been dealing with real estate agents all day for the last 5 days.
Okay. We'll get better. Lots of tea and honey.
All
right. Talk soon.
Probably Wednesday.
Nice guy. He definitely sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, I just straight up offered him 50 cents a square foot, and he says,
"No,
well, I wouldn't pay for my. Oh, I guess I just have to be. He said that wouldn't pay my taxes. Well, we put the taxes on top of that. Every time we send an LOI, by the way, I don't tell them that I want to pay triple nets. I say this is what my base rent should be. And we're not going to write it at 50 cents a square foot because that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Don't forget in bullet points, he did say, I'm putting the bullet points, what his quotes are. He said, I know that's low. But he also said, my wife and I spitballed, which is not the right term, this thought, meaning leasing it. That was our number. So I somehow hit the nail on the head what they could actually, their bottom line, and maybe it was $1,000, who knows, but I think he was trying to say that he makes $1,000 a month in the laundry. I don't know why he brought that up because there's no.
No, he said he collects between 1,000 and 1,500 every 4 days.
Oh, stop it! That. Give me a break.
I don't.
If that were true, he would have laughed at 1,500 a month.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got 2 working machines in there. I mean, look, he's the landlord. Some kid on a skateboard broke the door and they never replaced the glass.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.